welcome to the Ruckus Room. It's been a minute since we've been on the studio with Miss Melissa, Guidance 311, Psychic Medium. How are you today? It's
I'm
been a minute. I missed
good.
you.
I missed you too. I know. Between vacations and not feeling well, like it's been a couple of weeks, but it's all good. Things are back.
I know you had the summer vacations closing up, and then I got wickedly sick. I think energetically you weren't feeling well some days, huh? You said something was going on. What's going on?
So for me, I have Chiron, and I can't tell you where on my chart Chiron is, but he's in a placement that whenever he goes retrograde or does anything with a big aspect with a planet, again, I'm not an astrologer, please go find one. But I know for myself, like when Chiron does something, I feel it energetically. And so for me, when I woke up Friday dizzy, like so dizzy I couldn't drive, I literally couldn't walk down the stairs. I was sitting on my stairs, one stair at a time to get down there. Like I was dizzy. I was like, oh, this isn't good. And
how did you figure that out? How did you figure out you feel like that when somebody's in retrograde like that?
Well, honestly,
just saying I have a case of vertigo.
right. So, it's one of those things where when you put it out to the universe, like, I want to know why I keep going through this, like they will bring you the information. I remember one time I was particularly like really going through it with headache and just nausea. And I was like, what the heck? So I stumbled across a video and this guy started talking about Chiron, this little asteroid that's the wounded healer. And when he's doing certain things, so when I ran to my natal chart and saw, holy cow, I have Chiron in my chart. So I know now when I am off my rocker, energetically, and there's really nothing going on in my life, that it's Chiron. And then I found out Chiron went retrograde. I was like, ding, 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 ding.
Does Chiron affect Alan? Were you dizzy at all, Alan, Wednesday or Thursday?
I'm naturally dizzy.
Oh, okay. So Chiron might have affected you.
Could be.
So I wanted to ask you before we start taking calls today, what is going on in the world? I see so many celebrity couples that I never thought, like Pam Anderson and Neil Lamson and Katy Perry and Justin, and just like what is going on right now in the world, love-wise?
Well, what's going on is as we raise the vibrational frequency of the planet, you're starting to come into alignment with your most compatible soulmate. You're starting to come into alignment with people who energetically resonate with you at whatever level you're at. So what you're seeing is these people are meeting each other because they're now at a place where they're either ready, they've healed from past relationships, or they are just finding the person that really resonates with them. And so you're seeing a lot of people coming together that you wouldn't normally expect to see. And I think even for people, regular people like you and me, there's definitely going to be opportunities, this rest of the year to really come into connection with a more compatible soulmate. So you still have to be discerning. And it doesn't mean that all these relationships are going to work out. And to be honest with you, I would hazard a guess that most of them will be short term. That's how it feels.
So, okay, because like, I don't know how I felt about Pam and Neil when I saw him, but then as I'm like, it's kind of cute because she's always wanted to find love after her ex-husband, and watching her, I guess, throughout the years, try to find that love and seeing how gentle he is with her. And they just did a movie together and all that. Like, I don't know. I thought that it was cute, but then sometimes I cringe and I don't know why. So am I feeling something in the universe?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Jeevy?
I mean, I love Pam that she's reinvented herself and that she's really become very authentic because her past persona was very plastic. But now she's the authentic version of herself. What I see with Pam, though, she's a very wounded person. She's been looking for love in a lot of places, since her and Tommy Lee. And kudos to her for kind of putting herself out there. The problem is it's not been working out for her because she's still carrying the imprint of that hurt from that broken heart. And so I would be hesitant to say that her and Liam will be able to, take this long term.
Yeah. What about Katie and Justin? That's a big couple.
Oh my God, those are
Like, I
two
was surprised about
dynamic.
that.
Those are two very dynamic, dramatic people. When that blows up, that's going to blow up big. Like, that's not going to go by the wayside quietly. That is going to be where people are like, oh man, this is getting nasty.
Do you think it's just exacerbated because of who they are? Like,
No, I just
because
think
they're just
they're very dynamic energies. I feel like they're both people that want the spotlight. They're both people who want it their way. They're both people who aren't going to take responsibility for their actions. Like it's going to be watch it. It's going to be fun. Guys, watch it. It's going to be fun.
So, what significantly is happening? I know you're not an astrologer, but what significantly is happening, in right now, bringing us into the fall season that could possibly keep bringing this on? Like, do you see more of this happening, more couples getting together as the fall seasons keep going on in the end of the year? Do you see it falling and dissipating, or
No, I think for the rest of the no, I feel like for the rest of the year, this is energy that we're in. And again, I'm not an astrologer, so definitely go find your astrologer. But I know watching the astrology, that's what I've been feeling and hearing, that coming together with your twin flame or your most compatible soulmate, and they are different, but the energy is bringing people together, and it's because you are now getting to a place energetically where you're more open to receiving love. And so it's going to be important to still be discerning about like the imprint that you're carrying. Because if you're still carrying a lot of broken heart and trauma around relationship, like it's still going to impact the relationships that are coming in. So that's why it's so important to look at, in this Lionsgate energy, what is the mirror that's showing up, that's showing you where you're still holding on to an imprint of emotional hurt, emotional abandonment, or emotional woulda, coulda, shoulda. You're going to have a lot of people that are thinking, should I talk to my ex? Should I reach out to my ex? And the answer is no. It's not coming up for you to get back together. It's coming up to show you why it didn't work and what within you that you have to heal so that you can draw in your more compatible soulmate. And with these celebrity couples that you mentioned, I'm not seeing that they've healed. They haven't done the healing, and that's why these things are, I think Liam and Pamela will kind of fritter off into the distance, right? I don't think that's going to be dramatic. I think they'll part friends, but people like Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau, that's going to be a ride, guys. Enjoy the show.
Yeah. We always need couples like that in the spotlight, don't we?
Right?
This just makes me want to not drink the water, though. Because I'm just like, what is going on? All these people are getting around us. Alan, I ain't drinking the water. I'm happy where I'm at. The only guy I'm going to talk to is a therapist at this point. What do you think? I think I'm safe that way. He's laughing back there.
I'm just happy I'm married.
There we go. There we go. Well,
it's so, when it's good, it's good.
Well, and not only that, but even for couples in this energy, I feel like a lot of couples are going to take their relationship to the next level. So, even if you're married, it doesn't mean you're not going to feel this energy.
So if you have karmic blocks, like if there are twin flame or stuff, and you're saying don't, like if they do kind of circle back, don't do it, is what you're saying.
No, because they're not circling back because there's anything new. It's circling back because there's something that you're still holding on to that's drawing it back to you. And you want to really look at that and say, okay, what within me am I still holding on to that it's time to go? Am I still holding on to the woulda, coulda, shoulda? Am I still holding on to the abandonment? Am I still holding on to the resentment? And that's why it's coming up. It's not coming up because there's anything new there. No. It's coming up because, and I hate to say that as a blanket statement. I mean, there's going to be that like 0.01% that, you guys went your separate ways, you did the work, and now you're coming back together, and it will be okay. But if you haven't done the work and they haven't done the work, run in the opposite direction.
So if you look at your ex now and you say, thank God I did the right thing, you've healed?
Yes. Now you see why it didn't work. You did the work.
You did the work, so you go on to the next thing, right?
That's it. Well, and not only that, but now if it tries to come back in another form, you're going to say, no, thank you. Been here, done that. I'm out.
We're out. We're not going on that rodeo again.
Nope.
I wanted to ask you, so spirit guides, what do they say to you, or how do they tell you about the timing of relationships coming into new people's, like if you had a caller who said, do you see someone coming into my future, or is this the person? How do they tell you the time part of that?
So the problem with that is I do get a time frame, but it's always big, right? People want it to the minute. They want to know on Tuesday at 7 p.m. I'm going to run into the person that's my most compatible soulmate. It doesn't work that way. Sorry. And if someone's telling you that, like, kind of, yeah, thank you. Yep, there you go. Because timelines are infinite and there's infinite possibilities. And not only that, but we as humans on this planet have free will choice. So even if I say I'm feeling the energy around you two from now until May of next year, like it could happen tomorrow. It could happen May 31st next year. It could happen anywhere in that window. And people don't necessarily want to hear that. But that's because there's so many variables. That's honestly a pretty good window.
Yeah. Well, I see what you're saying. And there's just a lot here to unfold. And I think when you talk about love lives or, everything with people, they also don't want to hear it. I've noticed, like, if you say something they don't want you to say, how has that affected you when you're trying to give a reading?
Oh, I don't take it personally. Yeah, no, I don't take it personally. I have no skin in the game. Like I'm bringing through whatever spirit. I'll deliver it in the most compassionate way that I can. But if you can't receive it, I feel it. Number one, right? I'm feeling the blockage. Like this person does not want to hear this, but that's my job, right? So if
have you ever had photos hung up or like people hung up on you?
Of course.
All the time?
Of course.
Really?
Of course.
So they've really called you for advice or called you to see what's coming up and they actually got mad and hung up on you?
Yeah. People, you have to understand, I'm talking to people at their most vulnerable. I'm talking to people who are in the depths of despair. I'm talking to people who feel hopeless. If they're calling me, they're in a boat. And whatever that boat is that they bring to me, the best thing I can do is my job to the best of my ability. And sometimes they're so in their depths of despair that when I'm trying to help them through whatever spirit's bringing me, they can't receive it because it's not Tuesday at 7 p.m. My life is going to get better. Or next Monday, your boss is going to give you that promotion. Or you're going to have a large check drop in your lap next Friday. It doesn't work that way. And people want a fortune teller when they're in the depths of despair. They don't want spirit's lessons or messages. They just want to know, how is my life going to get better? When exactly is my life going to get better? And you better tell me. And those people I can't help.
No, well, and I think after having a couple readings, they should be able to say that it's not up to you when you get your time. It's when God wants it to, or your spirit guides are telling you it's going to happen. Am I right?
Of course. And the problem is, I mean, there's still that misconception.
You're not God, you know?
No. And there's still that misconception that I can see the future. But what I can see are potential timelines. But what timeline you get on, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you how many people will say, what should I do? And I have to say, I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't do. That's your choice.
It's crazy because I've done readings with you before and how quickly in a day things could change.
Yeah.
Like because of other people and their timelines and their own free will, and all of that plays into also your stuff.
Thank you.
As well.
Thank you.
So if people have karmic blocks preventing them from finding love as vibrant as these celebrities have going on right now, what can they do to help themselves from that?
Heal. Whether you've got to do talk therapy, whether you've got to do energy work, whether you've got to, find that self-help book, watch that podcast. There's so much help out there. It just depends on what you resonate with. 90% of my business is the energy healing portion of it, where people are like, I want to be able to manifest, the most compatible soulmate or the right career, or I don't want to, have to live in this hurt state anymore. I don't want to have to let this abuse that I suffered 10 years ago be the thing that's still impacting my life at this point. So, that's mostly what I do, is help people to release the things that are blocking them, whether it's karmic, whether it's emotional, whether it's past life or this life. There's a lot to us as humans and as multidimensional beings, and there's a lot that we can hold on to that we don't even recognize is there. And so sometimes really working with a professional is so important, because there's just layers that you can't get to on your own.
Does this IET that you do come into help with blockage also as well, to clear out your fields and your energies and everything?
Absolutely. And the best example I can give is
Is that my phone or your phone?
I
I hear a
didn't
phone
know
ringing.
what I was holding on to, right? So I go to my IET session because my life keeps going in the same pattern. I keep getting to a certain level and then losing everything. And when I tell you losing everything, I mean being homeless, being careerless, being moneyless. Like, my life kept tanking every 5 to 7 years. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? So when I had my IET session, my integrated energy therapy session, what happened was she pulled out some resentment from my childhood that I didn't even know I was carrying. And so once that happened, my life changed, because my vibration went from low to higher. And what happened was I was able to start manifesting the right people, the right friends, the right mentors, the right information, the right money, better money, more clients, because I wasn't holding myself down in that place of always being so angry. And I didn't even know I was holding on to it, because it was something that had happened in my life when I was about 18 months old that triggered this resentment in me. And it's a memory that it took me a long time to get to. And there are people to this day that I work with that never get to the memory. They just know the emotion that's coming out. And so, yes, integrated energy therapy, working with the 9 healing angels. It's not me. I'm channeling that high vibrational frequency, and they are able to release and help you transmute energies that you're holding on to that you're aware of, and sometimes you're unaware of, consciously and unconsciously.
So how did you find out when you were 18 months old that you had this going on, like that you had trauma from then when you're trying to heal? Like, are they telling you this, or when you have the IET sessions? Or that's interesting.
It did. It triggered the memory. So I had the resentment. I walked out. So when she pulled the resentment out of me, it literally felt like a knife was coming out from between 2 of my ribs. Like someone had taken a knife and pulled it out from between 2 of my ribs. It was that intense. I won't say painful, but boy, was it uncomfortable. I felt it. And so as I was driving home, I was like, what was it? Like, what? And it was on my maternal side, so it had to do with my mother. And I was like, what is going on? Why am I feeling this? And it literally was
I was hearing your music. I was like, I thought that was me at first.
an experience that I had where I had 2 narcissistic parents, and I was a child, a baby, and I needed something that neither one of them would give me. And I actually hurt myself in trying to get what I needed.
Really?
Yeah.
And they told you this in IET, or you just have?
No, that was the memory that got
work?
triggered. Yeah, that was the memory that got triggered, because I was like, where's this resentment coming from? Like, I knew I had a lot of resentment around my mother. I mean, there was a whole childhood that got taken from me and this is nothing she doesn't know about. And I've forgiven her, and we've mended fences at this point, but it was so detrimental to my being able to be a fully functioning adult that I truly sought out help, because, like I said, my life kept tanking to the point where I wasn't safe and stable. And I was creating situations for my daughter that weren't safe and stable. And I didn't know how to get out of it. I did not know how to get out of it.
So if somebody comes to you and wants to seek advice from you, can you tell about kind of what age they've suffered a trauma that might be triggering something like this?
Yeah. And I get that from their
Wow.
spirit guides. Yeah.
Not everyone's gotten trauma though, right? Or does everyone have trauma, you think, at some point?
Well, if you don't have a trauma or you feel like you've worked through your traumas, we still have to be careful of the stories that we're telling ourselves. Because are we telling ourselves that we're not good enough? Are we telling ourselves that nothing ever works out for you? Are you telling yourself that you don't have any power in the situation? There's nothing you can do, right? So it's not just trauma, but it's also the stories that we tell ourselves.
Wow. Well, what I'll do is if you want, can you do a card today for the collective?
Yeah.
Pull it?
Yeah.
Well, I think everyone, we switched times this week. I'm sorry. We were trying to fit stuff in early, and we'll definitely get a scheduled time and date moving forward for everyone so we can start building our calls back up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually going to do The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And what's really cool about these cards is there's not only a general message, but there's also a financial message, a relationship message, and a protection message. So I will read them all.
Cool.
Yeah, I like this deck.
Are you doing Tarot Tuesday tomorrow?
Of course.
Everyone, make sure you check into that. She pulls a card for everybody in an hour, right?
As many as I can get into
that
the
hour.
Yes. So
what
that
are we
is
up to now? 30 people in an hour, you think, or more?
Oh, I don't think
We're
I'm
growing.
I don't know. I've never. To be honest with you, I think the last time I counted it was like 20. But it depends on how I do it. If I read, like if I pull and I read, then it's less. If I'm just pulling like tarot cards and I'm just whatever spirit gives me, I can go through it faster.
Some people get 2 cards, some get 3, some get 1. It just depends on what gets thrown out.
That's it. It's what spirits. It's whatever the message is. Yes. All right. Card number 52. Mending. So this is forgiveness, making amends, healing, and our after arguments. Each time we hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal. The pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. So in relationship, you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. All right, so if you've got a money question, everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty, shiny thing, you lost sight of a long-term, sustainable prosperity. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead to loss or failure. It's time to forgive yourself and others. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start again, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. And then finally, the protection message. Heartbreak is a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness. Where we view ourselves as I, the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening us up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. And it leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You will never be left behind. You are loved now more than ever by Spirit, who does not want you to feel alone. One day you will look back and know this truth. So, mending.
You know what's crazy about that card? It kind of correlates with everything we've been talking about today.
And that's how spirit works. Honestly, Chrissy, I can't tell you how many times that happens where I'm saying something and then I pull the card and it literally verifies or validates what I just said.
I don't know. That's a little crazy.
It's good.
Do you have any events or anything coming up that you want to let everyone know about besides Tarot Tuesday tomorrow night?
Oh, gosh. So you can always get me at melissaalwatkins.com. I do one-on-one spiritual life coaching, which does include the Empower Energy sessions plus the coaching. So they can be done in person or virtually. Right now, in September, I am starting a 5D awakening course, which is going to be all about tapping into your intuition, tapping into your own psychic ability, tapping into your own ability to channel. That's part and parcel of my evidential medium course that I've taught for over 5 years, and it's the next level. And so I'm looking forward to that. We're going to do that Sundays at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time for 6 weeks. So that will all be starting in September. So go to my website, melissaalwatkins.com, in the events tab, and all the information is there. So good stuff going on.
I know, a lot going on. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll have to get back with the group and I'll have to start posting our times and days, and we'll be set moving forward with school starting and everything. It's going to be fun. And I'll have more free time to do stuff.
No, all of us will. All of us will. You're not alone.
Right? It's been a little challenging the last few weeks, but we'll work through it. So
we're going to get there.
You
too, honey.
And we'll join us next week, guys, live. We're going to take some calls from Miss Melissa, and you guys have a great night. And thank you for tuning into the Ruckus Room. Bye.
We'll see you soon. Bye.